You're listening to The Pete Sheppard Show.
Down in 7. Pass is caught by
I
Andrews for another touchdown.
personally, it's you want to dictate the terms, you want to fix stuff, and it sucks.
But he had against Pasternak. A steal. 3-on-1. Husmanov with Lindholm. Husmanov. He scores! The Bruins come cascading off the bench. Marat Husmanov with a dagger.
Husmanov, who has every single letter of the alphabet in his name with the game winner last night, but the Miami Dolphins absolutely humiliated at home by the Baltimore Ravens. We're going to get into it. Welcome to a Football Friday sort of edition, Halloween edition of the Pete Sheppard Show here on the Coastal Sports Digital Network. Thanks for checking us out across the awesome platform, the video platform that we have, an audio platform for that matter as well. Following me on Twitter, on X, at PShep326. Across YouTube, Rumble, Kick, CSD in Florida, LinkedIn, Instagram, and back on Odyssey at SR1029thegame.com. You can call or text the show 727-858-6650, 727-858-6650. What a disaster of a night. I told you, tried to tell you it was coming. I don't know how these pundits thought that fake win they had over that fraudulent Falcon team on Sunday was going to carry over. It didn't. It got worse and worse and worse as the game went on. And I really thought the fans were going to riot at the end. Stephen Ross got so disgusted, he even left the game before it was over. We got lots of video, lots of audio highlights of and lowlights for the Dolphin fans. Highlights for Lamar Jackson, 4 touchdown passes on his return, no interceptions. For the most part, looked good. Derrick Henry rushed for 119 yards. And the Baltimore Ravens are going to win that division. There is no doubt in my mind. But the big story is going to be, what happens with Mike McDaniel today. I don't know how. I don't know how often we have to say it. I don't know how this can continue. I just don't. But before we get into it, first of all, happy Halloween. We're going to get into lots of football to bring it you today, including Jeff Landry on McAfee's show yesterday, Governor Landry from Louisiana, which is also interesting. We got NBA, NHL recap. Hopefully we'll get to that. And the other big story besides the Dolphins getting humiliated at home and booed off the field, and there were more Ravens fans there last night, it seemed. Wasn't even close to a sellout. There were tons of empty seats. But YouTube TV, unfortunately, did not reach their agreement with Disney. So that means I and others get screwed temporarily. I'm almost not even angry about it. Let's welcome in Angel Martinez right away here this morning. Good morning, Angel. How are you?
Good morning, Pete. Sorry for a small delay there, making sure that the radio was fine. In case you guys don't hear us on Odyssey, there's still some other maintenance schedules on there, but if not, you can always go to our 102.9 app and you'll be able to hear us there. So that's the most important thing. And then over the weekend, before I get into the salutations, over the weekend, there's going to be more scheduled maintenance for the mainframe that is being used. So if you guys hear things, maybe you loop accidentally or something else, is because there's things I've been trying to work on to get things refreshed. So it just takes a lot. So it's going to be a very, very busy weekend for me here. And hopefully everybody has a good Halloween. I don't know how some folks made it through the night around here, because all they kept talking about, dear God, it's cold, blah, blah, blah. There's nothing new. And I see Pete's getting ready for, oh boy, let's see if we can see it on this. Move forward. Dolphins fans unite. Jesus. Can you talk to there?
How's it going?
Yeah, pretty good.
I can't breathe. I can't find my other
The other mask.
find my other Halloween mask, so I thought that was appropriate. That was appropriate. And before we get into Mike McDaniel, I mean, just record numbers of ums. It's unbelievable. So the affected YouTube TV channels, ABC, ESPN, the entire ESPN platform, everything from SEC Network, ACC Network, ESPN News, all that stuff, plus your local ABC affiliate, wherever you are around the country or around the world, Freeform, FX, FXX, Disney Junior, National Geographic Wild, National Geographic Disney Channel, FXM, ABC News Live, Disney XD, and Baby TV in Espanol, and also National Geo Mundo, and also in Espanol. But a disgrace. Google's parent company, Alphabet, reported a net income of $35 billion. $35 billion in the third quarter of 2025, a 33% increase from the previous year, driven by a record revenue of $102.3 billion for the 12 months ending in June 30th, 2025. The net income $115.573 billion. So the quarter three 2025 earnings for YouTube. Net income, $35 billion, a 33% increase year over year. A record $102.3 billion, up 16% from the previous year. And the EPS, the earnings per share, $2.87, exceeding analysts' expectations. So don't get angry. I'm not angry. I'm angry, but like I said, just go sign up for Fubo or Hulu Plus or Hulu or DirecTV. There are plenty of other options out there. I'm going to give these guys a couple of days. I'm going to sign up free for Fubo as soon as I get off the show for the rest of the week. Get a free week because I'll give you a free week. And if you sign up for a free week before, like I have, with just use a different email address, which I will do today. So that's how you work the way around the system. And I'll have Fubo for free for a week. And if it's still not resolved in a week, then I'll just drop a YouTube TV. It is not a big deal. It's absolutely not a big deal. It's frustrating as hell. It's the first time in my life that I can remember, since ESPN has been around since 1979, that I haven't watched it in some way, shape, or form in the morning. I mean, it's my entertainment. I use segments for their stupidity to use on my show sometimes, and but it really sucks. My local ABC affiliate is gone, so it's very, very frustrating, but not totally unexpected. And like I said, just punch in. If you never use Fubo or any of those other services, they all have free trials. Not a big deal. Just sign up with an email. If you've signed up previously with an email, use somebody else's email and do it. Or get another email and you can do it again. It's no worries at all. Just off.
Is there a football package too with Fubo?
No, they have every chance. They have everything that YouTube TV has, and they have NESN, and they have NBC Sports Boston, NBC Sports Philadelphia, and SNY New York as well. I mean, they also have the MLB Network, which YouTube TV doesn't have, the NHL Network, which YouTube TV doesn't have. So, anyway, because I have ESPN Plus, that stuff still comes through on my Hulu app, so I get all the NHL games and a lot of other. So anything that's on Plus, I just go to my Hulu account, which I probably forgot to do this morning. Could have done that. I probably could have seen Unsportsmanlike or some of those shows, whatever, that I watch, or SportsCenter in the morning. But it didn't really matter because instead I watched NFL Network this morning. And then at 6 o'clock this morning, I don't know how NFL Network sometimes, how they function either. I don't understand it, how they don't have a morning show that starts at 6 o'clock. Instead, you get to see the stupid Dolphins get humiliated again. Live, they shorten it up for 2 hours with from Prime, Curtis and Al Michaels and Kurt Herbstreit. Anyway, happy Halloween, everybody. I have, this is what I was talking about yesterday. It is now...
That's like half a bite.
That's what they deem a mini. You see that? That's what they deem a mini. I have my Snickers, which is one bite. They used to be about triple this size for a mini, or at least double. Here's my mini Twix. That is like, and of course my package of peanut M&Ms, which has about 3 in there.
So they're like the new potato chips.
Unbelievable. All right, let's get this party started, shall we? Again, I'll have Jay Palaney coming up at 8:05 a.m. We got some college football news to talk about. LSU fired Scott Woodward, their athletic director, yesterday after all that stuff what is going on at LSU. I'll have my pigskin picks at 8:30, and hopefully Gabe Morency will get back to me and have his at 9 a.m. Otherwise, we'll start Halloween early today on the Pete Sheppard Show on the Coastal Sports Digital Network. But let's get the party started, shall we? The Dolphins lose 28-6. It might as well. It could have easily been 56-6. It was ugly. It got worse and worse and worse for Miami as the game went on. Now, let's these inspirational speeches before the game. Let's start with the quarterback. If we could scroll, you got it all ready to go. Listen closely. This is Tua Tagovailoa's, and the headline is "Awful Pregame Speech Has Gone Viral."
Hey, we got 60 minutes. 60 minutes tonight. 4 hours of pain. 4 hours of making that billion. Hey.
We got 60 minutes tonight, 4 hours of pain. The only 4 hours of pain was given to the Miami Dolphin fans who were left at Hard Rock. First of all, the game, I know commercials. I mean, it wasn't more than 3 hours. The game was over by 11:15, 11:30. 2-3. I watched the whole thing. So I don't know what Tua's thinking. 4 hours of pain. Yeah, for the fans and people I was amused. I laughed through the whole game. Absolutely. It was absolutely hysterical. How'd you feel about it, Angel? I just laughed.
I flipped in between, so I had the multi-screen going. So I had that Hell's Kitchen, and after Hell's Kitchen was Special Forces on Fox, which is a great show. But yeah, it's such a joke. Like how do fans not run onto the field with embarrassment signs?
Well, you don't want to go to you don't want to go to jail. But whatever. Don't tell me about Hell's Kitchen because I always watch it the next day because I have it I get it off Hulu with no commercials. But
yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm not talking about literally running onto the field. Like just walk around the mezzanine level with signs saying like fire Mike McDaniels. Because at this point, how do you not get rid of him, Pete? There's no way in the world.
Well, Gordon was there last night.
Wake up!
Yes, sir.
Wake up!
Yes, sir.
Cook the spinach to order, you lazy cow. Hurry up!
Yes.
Fuck off!
Watch my stuff, please.
Get in there!
I can see Mike McDaniel saying that too. Watch my stuff, please.
All right. Now, let's speak of himself. Let's scroll down, not the 13-minute one. Mike McDaniel on fans booing Angel. It's on Fins Extra. Mike McDaniel on fans booing the team.
Should be a shocking surprise. And here we go. Oh, boy.
I personally, it's you want to dictate the terms, you want to fix stuff, and yeah, it sucks. That sucks. All of that does. But I think it's a pretty consistent formula of fans enjoy winning, and so our expectation is that we have to do the work and do the right things for fans to enjoy the experience, and unfortunately we didn't do that tonight, so we got to get back to work to give them something to cheer about.
What experience are the fans enjoying? What have they enjoyed the last couple of years? Oh my God, absolutely unbelievable. And then right under that, Angel, listen to Tua throws the fans under the bus for booing.
Jeez Louise. He has no room to talk. Here we go.
The Ravens fans, it maybe got a little muffled with my cadence and the crowd noise. So we kind of talked about that on the sideline after and got that corrected. The Ravens fans.
Okay. All right.
The trade deadline is next Tuesday, I believe, at 4:00. So the problem is with this guy, and clearly he's talented at times, but just they are so screwed with him. His cap hits over the next 3 years. For this season is $39.1 million, and then Angel, it gets way worse for the next 3 years. $56.4 million in 2026. Actually, drops to $53.4 million in 2027, then goes to $65.8 million in 2028. Can you believe this guy? He's going to make $65.8 million in 2028. That's the cap hit.
Oh, jeez Louise.
Oh, my God. Now, for the record, and I should have played the Price is Right clock game with you again, but I already gave it away because somebody kept track, and this is all documented. And Mike McDaniel last night said 157 times in his post-game presser. He used the same 6 words throughout tonight's presser: ugh, and So, Angel, let's just, we're not going to play all 13 minutes, but let's just go under ML football, under the show, and we'll play a couple of them. And this is just unbelievable. You went by it. It's under ML football. It says, "This is insane." Underneath that.
There it is.
Yep. Thank you. 157 times he says,
It's pretty simple. Like, you got I think a red zone turnover. You have a red zone turnover on downs. You have a backed up turnover and a missed field goal. And generally, it's a bad omen to be very capable of being in the lead and being behind, getting 6 points in the first half, with having, I think, 2/3 time of possession, if I remember correctly, roughly, and that's setting up for failure. And we were -3, and they were 3 for 3 in the red zone, and we didn't score a touchdown. So there was elements of the football confidence, created last week. But the bottom line is you have to cross your T's and dot your I's in the National Football League, or you get made pay. So
did you just say the whole category?
It's very, very disappointing, and unfortunately, we're gonna have to sit on that disappointment for 10 days. I know the locker room would like to go play another Thursday night game in 4 days to get this bad taste out of their mouth. But these are the things that will constantly occur in the National Football League. You won't like the results if you have those major elements minus in the red zone and minus in turnovers. It's going to be a long day.
You mentioned after the Browns game that it had looked like players' frustrations got in the way of execution, and considering the miscues in the first half tonight, was the result, I guess, something similar as what happened in that Cleveland game?
No, I think this game, I think, like I said before, if you are winning football but not scoring points and turning it over, and you're eventually it's hard to just beat teams for 4 quarters. Eventually they're gonna fight back and have some success. I thought that's what the third quarter was. And I think what was different was that guys really they sustained that, and then defensively specifically, I thought we got a couple stops after that third quarter. and we weren't able to overcome some self-inflicted stuff
that's enough.
offensively,
I can't take it.
and didn't have quite the game we were expecting on team. So I think it was a different.
That's enough of him. There, Mike McDaniel. More coming up. Angel, if we could scroll down again, video under Ari Miroff. The boos are loud in Miami tonight. Here's just an example. And it's scroll down. The boos are loud in Miami tonight from Arya. Now watch this, and Al Michaels, Kirk Herbstreit on Amazon Prime last night.
Good Lord.
It positively impacts the defense. 3rd and 17. Tulesa check it down. Complete. Didn't matter anyway. HN would have been stopping in his tracks. And the crowd has just about had it. It positively impacts the defense.
Play it again. This is a 3rd and 17 play. All right, they're down 21-6. This is the third. This is what you call if you're back. You're either going to call a screen pass here or an inside handoff or a draw. You don't do that. They're lucky this wasn't a pick six. This is the dumbest play call yet. It's stupid.
3rd and 17. Tulesa check it down. It's incomplete. Didn't matter anyway. HN would have been stopping in his tracks. And the crowd has just about had it.
Yeah, there's one more, Angel. Another scroll down from there, just a couple. It's on the Dove Climate again. Mike McDaniel speechless after Tua. This was again. This just sums up Miami and the whole sorry ass season right here. This was awful at the end of the game. It's 14-6, and this is on 4th and 1, which was stupid. They should have kicked the field goal, but no. Charlie Brown goes for it, and it's not even remotely close.
Oh, come on. Here we go.
Away they go, and it's going to be with nobody around in the end zone. Nobody there. HN was the closest. Away they go.
Play it again. Yeah.
And it's going to be with nobody around in the end zone. Nobody there.
Is that the worst fade route ever? Oh, my God. Absolutely ridiculous, embarrassing, not totally unexpected.
I think
go ahead.
To me, both need to be fired. Tua and Mike McDaniels, the 1-2 combo.
Can't fire Tua. He's got too much money coming. I mean, the trade deadline is coming up on Tuesday. They got to clean house. They got to look, and nobody with any sort of intelligence, which I'm going to include me, is switching coaches right now is not going to change anything, and we know that. But you cannot have this pedantic, blathering boob on the sideline coaching this team. There's no conviction there at all. The players don't like him. They've quit. I don't care what. There is no doubt about it. The guy doesn't have any sort of authority. Any sort of authority. All right, now, it's not just me, Angel. If we could scroll back up again. Tony Gonzalez last night, I think, summed it up very succinctly on Amazon Prime. Keep going. You'll see it right there. Here's Tony Gonzalez and Richard Sherman on the NFL on Prime post game. Stephen Ross left before the 28-6 debacle.
Tony, in the pregame, you were vocal about the fact that you think Mike McDaniel might have lost his job after another loss tonight. Where are you at now watching that game? Where do you feel, and sort of where do the Dolphins go from here?
Well, I mean, Sherman talked about it. Stephen Ross leaving before the game's even over. Obviously, he's disgusted, doesn't want to see his team losing like this. The fans are walking out of here. So what message can you give to the fan base? I mean, to tell the players on the team, like, you're on the verge of a collapse, and maybe it's not even a verge of a collapse, it's collapsing. The wheels are falling off right now. So what's going to happen here is you're going to have to make a tough decision. I do think if they don't fire him by tomorrow morning, then next week when they play the Bills, if they get blown out by that team, then for sure he's probably got to go.
Ian, wrap it up. Tony, in the
I mean, I don't know what I just don't know what they're waiting for. Again, nobody is saying, as I heard somebody on NFL Network this morning, because it was the only sports show I could watch. that I'm not a fan of firing the coach in the middle of the season. Stop it, because it's not going to change anything. Yeah, it's not going to change anything. It might change a little when you get somebody in there, even if it's one of the assistant coaches, and Weaver, shame on him too, the DC, but somebody that can command a little bit of respect and have a little bit of conviction. Mike McDaniel has none of that. None of it. Stumbling, bumbling fool of a head coach on the sideline is ridiculous. It's embarrassing. I've never in my life, Angel, never have I seen a coach in major Division I or in the NFL, and I'm going back to Rich Kotite and some of the worst coaches in the history of the NFL. Even they could make themselves sound somewhat intelligent. This is a joke. This is beyond a joke. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing for the NFL. What do you think is going on with Paul Tagliabue? What do you think what he's doing? How do you think he feels about it? I mean, he must cringe. Like, Stephen Ross, get this guy out of here.
And the problem is, then who can really come into Miami and uplift these fans where the Miami Hurricanes are the ones that everybody wants to go to and watch down there at Hard Rock? But who do you bring in as a head coach?
Well, I mean, there's talks of Rex Ryan coming back. I mean, there are people out there you can bring. Anybody is better than this guy. Anybody is better. So somebody will get brought. I don't know what Stephen Ross is. I shouldn't assume anything with Stephen Ross. Look at Matt Rule. Matt Rule just re-upped with Nebraska, which I'm stunned at because we all thought he was going to go to Penn State. So he's not coming back to the NFL. Rex Ryan, I'm sure, would love to come back and coach the Miami Dolphins. Actually, I'd like to see it. Somebody. This is the type of situation. Everybody, where in the NFL, rah-rah guys and all that crap. This is the type of organization, that needs it. They need the guy that's going to come in and flip tables and throw water bottles and have a fit. Somebody that shows they care, a Rex Ryan type. I don't know who that is out there. I have no idea. Maybe they go after Lane Kiffin. Who the hell knows? But somebody has got to come in. If Stephen Ross, regarding this football team, he has got to find somebody that has some conviction. This guy's a joke. He's one of the biggest jokes I have ever seen in coaching in my life, and I don't say that lightly. I do not say that lightly. All right, here's a couple of highlights. Let me just let's do a couple of highlights here from last night. Here's Mark Andrews, touchdown number 1.
4th and goal. Here he goes again. He throws, and this time it is caught for the.
Yep, wide open. 7-3 Baltimore right there, and more from Mark Andrews and
down in 7.
Lamar Jackson.
Pass is caught by Andrews for another touchdown.
This is my favorite one. The two Miami on the mesh route. Boom.
Andrews has both tonight. That's
Collision.
Good from 20, and the Dolphins march down the field in 3.5 minutes, going 75 yards.
Man coverage, mesh route. The two defenders ran right
Bam!
into each other. Todd Monken could not have drawn this up any better. Bang, right there.
That was hysterical
and you can
to
see
watch.
that Mark Andrews is able to pull away. No chance for Elijah Campbell to come over. Lamar Jackson, his eyes must have lit up when he saw those two defensive backs run right
into each other. It was comical, video game-esque. All right, here's another touchdown pass from Lamar.
Lamar under center. Lamar under pressure. Wide open again, this time to number 88, Charlie Kolar, for the touchdown.
The other tight end.
So all 3 touchdown passes to tight ends. 2 to Andrews, the other to Kolar.
I don't know if Kohler intentionally tried to lose his balance, but it added to him trying to kind of hide from the defense. He'll kind of go down, maybe lost his footing there, but he keeps his balance. And that is a great way for Lamar Jackson and the Ravens to start this second half.
And here's the final touchdown from Lamar Jackson, the 4th one.
Off the fake, deep drop, looks around, fires over the middle, Touchdown, Rashad Bateman. But a flag is down.
It was on Miami. It was on Miami. So the touchdown stand, 28-6 final. Here's Tua after the game, scoring only 6 points.
Yeah, I would say it's frustrating offensively, and all the guys felt that same way. Frustrating because we knew we were a little off here, we were a little off there, and we had some mistakes. We had some penalties, some crucial ones at that. And, we just weren't able to capitalize. And so we felt we were moving the ball pretty well in the first half. We just weren't showing anything for it, really.
Now, then you have Malik Washington's and Taj Washington's fumbles. Here's Tua about those.
Well, they know they got to hold on to the ball, just like any of the guys, that are ball carriers. Even myself, like I know I got to protect the ball. They know the same thing. So it's not about reminding them that like, hey, you can't do that. Just continuing to encourage them, keep them encouraged, keep their mindset going in the game. To keep them confident.
Yeah, how's that working out? Speaking of that, here's Tua on the team's morale.
Well, we had a pretty heartfelt conversation in there after the game.
Really?
And after that conversation, I feel like guys are gonna go away. They're gonna do what they need to do. But when we come back on Monday,
they're gonna go away, all right.
Another team meeting for the Miami Dolphins. And finally, here's Tua on the trade deadline.
I would say that's above my pay grade. I let those guys upstairs worry about that and do what they need to do in terms of how we're working things with the team. And so, yeah.
Well, you can't trade him. I suppose you can, but they'd have to pick up a huge part of that salary. It is off the chart. In 3 years, he's going to make over $60 million. Here's Lamar Jackson last night, complimenting all the tight ends.
I think for touchdowns was Mark Andrews, Charlie Colin, Isaiah Likely. He had some big plays too.
Yeah, tight ends played a huge game for us. Like you said, all of those guys, Charlie, Mark, Likely. Man, they do it all. Block, catch the ball, run sometimes, Shout out to those guys, Lou. They played a wonderful game.
All right, Lamar Jackson last night, 18 of 23. Remember, he hasn't played in 3 games. 204 yards, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. Derrick Henry rushed for 119 yards on 19 carries as well. Just absolutely. Tua, 25 of 40, 261 yards, 0 touchdowns with an interception. Here is John Harbaugh on Lamar Jackson's return.
It's been a long journey, man. It's been a hard road, not just the 30 days, but even before that, and I'm proud of him. I'm proud of the way he came out and played, and I'm proud of the way Tyler played last week. Both those 2 guys played well. I think T. Martin deserves a lot of credit. He did a great job with those guys and Monk and the offensive coaches. I thought the game plan. I thought what we've done with the offense the last 2 weeks has been really, really, really good, really, really excellent. So we got to keep building off that.
And one more from Coach John Harbaugh on the defensive turnovers.
I think the defense played great. Just all the things that you talked about. We had talked about the ball assaults, we call it. We hadn't had enough of them. We've been trying, but we couldn't get the ball. And to get to 3 today, first time I think we've gotten multiple turnovers probably in a game. That was really big. And to see the way we did it, we had 2 guys that caused fumbles and recovered the fumbles. And then to throw the ball deep down the field, Malachi to make that play deep, that's why we drafted him, because that's what he does. And for him to make that play was really a way to close the game out for sure. I think Zach's doing a great job. Zach holding those guys together, keeping his poise, never flinching, always coaching all the details. And all the guys, Chuck and Double D and Dennis and Tooch and Matt. Those guys are just doing a great job.
All right, it's John Harbaugh. Oh my goodness, Miami loses 28-6, and Will at home, boo birds all over the place. Tons of Ravens fans there, by the way. Place was not sold out. Lots of empty seats. Your owner chickened out and left before the game ended. You're telling me you didn't want to go in the locker room and hear that inspirational speech or go over the inspirational speech from Tua Tagovailoa before the game? 4 hours of pain, he said. Yes, indeed it was. A little less than 4 hours, but the only pain came was for your fans that were in attendance, that were Miami Dolphin fans, but they pretty much checked out. All right, quick break. When we come back, more NFL and college football news to tell you about as well, including, you don't want to miss this. We got the video of Governor Jeff Landry on the Pat McAfee show yesterday trying to explain himself. A politician getting involved in sports is never a good thing. It just isn't. Phil Castanetti, Sports World in Saugus, Mass. is New England's place to buy or sell the finest in sports memorabilia. For over 35 years, Sports World has offered the finest in sports collectibles. So get on down there to Phil Castanetti, Sports World, 184 Broadway in Saugus. Call 781-233-7222 for more information. 781-233-7222 for more information. Sports World in Saugus. Be there. Also, for the best articles and audio, there's only one source that provides everything you need 365 days a year to satisfy your sports crave. It's Total Sports Prep. Staff combing through the best articles and audio so you don't have to. The sports and non-sports kicker stories will leave you laughing all day long. To get your free trial of Total Sports Prep, contact them, info@sportsbroadcastingcoach.com, info@sportsbroadcastingcoach.com. Total Sports Prep, the name says it all. Lots of NFL preview sound, some college football stuff to tell you about as well. All part of the Pete Sheppard Show here on a Football Friday on the Coastal, unless you're a Dolphin fan, on the Coastal Sports Digital Network.
Hi, folks. This is Gerard Moynihan of Moynihan Lumber, and I would like you to know that our company has been selling Anderson windows for over 60 years. See the complete line of Anderson windows at any of our 3 locations in North Reading, Beverly, or in Plastown, New Hampshire, or at MoynihanLumber.com.
Hey, everybody, it's Pete Sheppard from the Coastal Sports Network. Want to tell you about my good friend Lou DiMuzio and his company. Lou is the president and founder of Ace Technology Advisors. They're big-time tech specialists. At ATA, they're able to craft, implement, and manage the best and most appropriate solution for your business. They leverage their industry-leading experience and their portfolio of technology partners to improve your best practices and infrastructure. So you can get a hold of them at 888-599-4223. That's 888-599-4223. Check them out on their webpage, www.acetechadvisors.com. That's www.acetechadvisors.com. Or you can email them, sales@acetechadvisors.com. Check out my friend Lou DiMuzio and Ace Technology Advisors.
Right now, our country feels divided, but there's a place where people are coming together.
I gotta tell you, I was nervous to talk to someone so different than me.
Me too, but I'm glad we are.
Love Has No Labels and One Small Step are helping people with different political views, beliefs, and life experiences come together through conversation, and it feels good.
Wow, your story is so...
Interesting?
Yeah.
When people actually sit down, talk, and listen to one another, they can break down boundaries and connect as human beings. At lovehasnolabels.com/onesmallstep, you can listen to amazing, life-changing conversations and find simple tools to start a conversation of your own.
I know one thing. This conversation gives me hope.
It gives me a lot of hope, too.
Take a step toward bringing our country and your community together by having the courage to start a conversation at lovehasnolabels.com/onesmallstep. A message from StoryCorps, Love Has No Labels, and the Ad Council.
People do some pretty cool things in their 40s and 50s. Why should saving for retirement be any different? I mean, they go back to college, learn new instruments, start skateboarding. Whoa! Okay, maybe that one's not for everybody, but saving for retirement is. With aceyourretirement.org, you can get on track with your retirement savings no matter your age. Just have a 3-minute chat with Avo, the friendly digital retirement coach from AARP. You'll get personalized recommendations based on your input that are easy to understand and work with your lifestyle. It's quick, easy, and free. Plus, it's sponsored by AARP, so you know they got your back.
Woohoo! Gnarly move, Dad.
Thanks, sweetie.
So wherever you are in your retirement savings journey, head to aceyourretirement.org and start chatting with Avo today. That's aceyourretirement.org. A message from AARP and the Ad Council.
Adopt US Kids presents What to Expect When You're Expecting. A teenager. Learning the lingo.
Today I'm going to help parents translate teen slang. Now, when a teen says something is on fleek, it's exactly like saying, that's rad. It simply means that something is awesome or cool. Another one is totes. It's exactly like saying totally, just shorter. As in, I totes love going to the mall with Becca. Another word you might hear is jelly. Jelly is a shorter, better way to say jealous. As in, Chloe, I am like so jelly of your unicorn phone case.
You don't have to speak teen to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will think you're, rad just the same. To learn more, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
This is the story of a very special woman. In a matter of seconds, she turned herself into a great mathematician or an entrepreneur. Her knowledge was limitless and still is. She could also make monsters disappear, especially those that lurked in the shadows under the bed. Once, this woman put back together a teenage girl's broken heart, which had been shattered in 1,000 pieces, just by giving her a bear hug. She masqueraded as a regular person at work, but as a superhero at home. Everyone knows her as Gabriella. I still call her Mom.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need to help, complete with tips and resources at aarp.org/caregiving. A public service announcement brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Don't spaz out because your team lost. Let Pete do it for you. Now, back to the Pete Sheppard Show.
Check it down, it's incomplete. Didn't matter anyway. HN would have been stopped in his tracks. And the crowd has just about had
it. Michael's with the call last night on Amazon Prime, along with Kirk Herbstreit. And yes, the crowd has absolutely had it. And the Dolphins have had it. They've been toast for 2 years, but Stephen Ross still has kept his coach on board. Angel, I cannot believe that before the day is done, or before midday today, he's got to go. He has got to go.
Yep.
Thanks, Michael, for retweeting and reposting our show. That's great. We had really the listenership has grown by leaps and bounds over the last year, but even this last week has been phenomenal. I mean, thousands. Angel keeps track of all this stuff across our incredible video and audio platform. So it's thank you all for listening. Really appreciate it. I know it's a good alternative to the other bullshit you hear around the country with your other respective sports stations who, can't or won't get into some of the nuts and bolts of what's really going on. And again, for the YouTube people out there like myself, YouTube TV, we get screwed. ESPN's not blameless in this either because they want you to go to their app and pay $30 a month, which I won't do. Don't get angry. I know it's frustrating this morning. Just grab an email or an alternate email and go to Fubo or Hulu or DirecTV. There's plenty of other places you can go to get all of these affiliates. And I'm going to give them a week. I will sign up for my free Fubo right after the show today for a week. And if YouTube TV and ESPN/Disney can't come to an agreement, I just switch over. It's unfortunate. What really sucks right now on my DVR, anything I've ever recorded off of ESPN, which is a lot of 30 for 30s, and some other shows that I love College Football Live. I watch that. It's on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, or Tuesday through Friday. At between 2 and 2:30 every day, and I love that show. It's one of my favorite shows on ESPN. NFL Matchup is another one that it's all gone. I can't even. It's not everything's. They took it right out of my DVR. Everything's gone.
Wow.
Yep. So anything ESPN, Disney, or ABC related is gone. Gone. So all my Miami Hurricane highlights, except for the game on CW against USF, gone. Because all the other games are on ABC and ESPN. Can't go back and look at them. Hopefully they will return and the cooler heads will prevail. But hey, the $20 credit is a joke. They're going to give back $20 credit. You got to be kidding me if they can't come to an agreement here.
How much is the Fubo?
I'm not sure. They're all, the basic stuff with the sports packages are all around the same. They're all around $90.
Okay.
They're all around that. So it's just a question of, and I pay, a little under $400 for the NFL package as well, which my last payment for that is coming up 2 days. So that's another $94 because they do it in 4. That's my last payment for the year. They do it in 4
increments.
Right. Yeah. Spalding.
That's why he's banned.
Banned? I'm not going to read it, Dylan. I was going to let you talk about NASCAR today. No, I'm not.
I know. He blows it. He never knows who's going to get called upon, and then he does dumb stuff. So good going, genius. Goodness gracious. Well, he's fired from CGM. What a dope.
Again, trick-or-treating. If you come to my house, you'll get this little package of 3 M&Ms. Or you might get a mini Twix, which I think is what. The Kramer on the Peterman tour. Is that what he gave out? A mini Twix or a mini Snickers? Now these are micro Snickers. Now they're not even mini Snickers.
You only that one. You only get one letter. You don't even get the whole thing. Good Lord, man.
All right, let's get to some NFL sound. Jake Blantley going to join me at 8:05. My pigskin picks at 8:30. By the way, a nice 7-4 week last week against the spread in the NFL. 2-3 in college, but I'll give you all the numbers when I get back. Well, at 8:30. Then I've got my top 5 college picks and pick every game against the spread. All right, Chicago at Cincinnati. Jamar Chase on the Bengals having to climb back up.
I just feel like I would say we fell off a cliff of what we wanted to be at. You know what I'm saying? And now we got to climb back up.
Is that possible?
Yeah.
What's it going to take? I mean, now at 3-5, knowing where y'all want to go, what's it going to take to make sure that y'all don't let that slip any further?
You got to close out the game a lot better. Defense got to adjust to the stuff that they talk about. Offense got to close out the game better and just start fast and end the game. It sounds like a lot, but it's something that we could do.
You lost to the Jets. You lost on a Breece Hall halfback option fake pass. That's what you better get it together. Here's Jamar Chase saying he talked to Geno Stone about Monday's players-only meetings. My buddy Mike Petraglia.
I talked to Geno Stone about it a little bit. Me and him had our words about it, but I told him at the end of the day, like, they can only control the things they can control, and don't overdo it with each other. At the end of the day, y'all still gotta have each other's backs and be a union. But that's all I can say to him.
You think something like it can make a difference? A meeting like that?
Yeah, it can. Yeah.
Oh, boy, that's some conviction there. All right, Minnesota at Detroit. J.J. McCarthy is going to come back, talked about his confidence. It's from the Vikings webpage.
You're a confident guy, but how confident do you feel coming off missing those games, going back to Michigan and being able to play well?
Extremely confident. Every time we step out there, it's the work that we put in every single week. It's the trust in my teammates and coaches, and all of that's been at an all-time high. It sucks not being able to get the reps and, be able to continue to progress all the fundamentals and all the little things, but there was a lot of areas that, I picked up and think I benefited from, just watching and observing from the sidelines. So, extremely confident and ready to get after it.
All right, and there's a top receiver, Justin Jefferson, on getting his quarterback back.
Justin, just getting JJ back at practice, what's that been like this week, and what's your kind of message to him about, going back out there against Detroit?
Yeah, it looks good. Just going through the plays, going through the motions, dialing up the connection, and, of course, expanding the relationship that we have out there on the field. So it's been great. I feel like he has the confidence to go out there and to do what we expect him to do. It's just all about having that energy and, just thinking about one play at a time, not, thinking about the big play and, making the best play of the game or being perfect throughout the game. It's just all about just taking one play at a time, leaning on everybody in that offense to go to work and just lead us. And that's, pretty much the main message to him.
One play at a time, one play at a time, one play at a la 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 la. I always thought Schneider and Miss Romano should have got hitched.
That
Never did.
would have been a good couple.
His offense. I cracked myself up. Offensive coordinator for the Vikings, Wes Phillips, on shaping the game plan to JJ.
In terms of shaping the game plan to JJ McCarthy,
is there another JJ with JJ
how
Walker?
Can you use the first 2 games when it's such a small sample size to kind of get a feel for what he's most comfortable with and what he does best to kind of work to those strengths?
Yeah, I think I kind of mentioned a while back, like, you have to put some things out there, and we have a sample size from off season and training camp and things that we know that, we feel good about, him reading that play or throwing that play. But you also have to try to give him the best opportunity you can to have guys open.
There you go. Spalding, you want to call in and talk NASCAR? No, I don't. I don't have time for it, Dylan. Honestly, I just don't have time today. Maybe next week. Maybe Monday, if you want to recap. You can call in on Monday. We can recap. I don't know who's racing. And, me, I don't care. But it's a popular sport. And, I'll give you a fair shake as long as you don't say Merry Christmas. Cardinals at Green Bay. Nobody cares. Chargers at Tennessee. Another one. Chargers should go in there and whip them. But eventually Tennessee will win a game. Patriots hosting the Atlanta Falcons. Have played all the sound all previous days. Nothing really significant to report there. We've talked about it all week long. San Fran at the Giants. And let's see. What's here? It's not really a lot there. Here's Giants. Tyrone Tracy Jr. on the opportunity ahead with increased playing time.
This presents yet another opportunity for you to take even more of the load.
Yeah.
Hit a ping pong table in the back. They got a ping pong table.
However the opportunity presents itself, you have to take advantage of it, no matter what it is.
Oh, great. Okay, Indianapolis said Pittsburgh Steelers in for a loss again. I'm telling you, the Ravens are going to win that division. Denver at Houston. OC, let's see. Here's Nico Collins on being cleared from concussion protocol.
How's it feel to be cleared from the concussion protocol? How are you feeling now?
Man, I feel great. Blessed to be off the protocol. Feeling good, man. Excited about this week. Great matchup. Denver coming in. Great team, man. I'm excited to be back though.
All right, wonderful. Jacksonville at Vegas. Big game for both teams. The Las Vegas stinks. The Raiders stink. New Orleans at the Rams. Here's Kellen Moore on naming Tyler Shaw the starting quarterback this week.
Obviously, yesterday, talked to both quarterbacks, talked through the sequence here. We're going to start Tyler. Really excited about this opportunity for him. He's been preparing each and every week, just as he would be if he was the starter. And so I feel like he's ready to go. It'll be a lot of exciting opportunities for him. Obviously, it'll be his first experience starting and going through that full process. And obviously, there's an element with that you got to kind of navigate as you go. But we're really excited about that. Spencer's done some really good things. And I think if anything, Spencer's proven that he can win games in this league. He can play at a really high level. He's done a lot of good things. And so, this will be an exciting time for Tyler, but Spencer's will always be ready and he'll continue to grow as well. These are two young quarterbacks that we feel really good about. Just felt like, there was an opportunity where Tyler, I felt like, was ready. I felt like, at the end of the day, one of the more important aspects of this from a wider lens perspective is offensively, we got to find a little bit more success, a little bit more consistency. I think that doesn't have only to do with Spencer. That has to do with everyone associated with the offense. And so we're continuing to build that and grow each and every week. And, I think Tyler's ready to go. He's prepared really, really well through this whole process. Patience sometimes is you got to play that game a little bit, and he's ready to go. No, Tyler's starting, so we're not looking back on that. Obviously, the goal is to let Tyler play and get going, and Spencer knows that his role is to be the backup, and he's there to help Tyler in any possible way. He did an excellent job today, running the scout team, preparing just like he would be just a starter like any other week, and so I feel like that room. The good thing we got going is that room is a bunch of A+ people, and they handle it awesome.
Great, Kellen Moore. So he gets the starter with Spencer Rattler, Tyler Shaw, the kid out of Louisville, And we'll see, but that's going to be a difficult game playing at Los Angeles. Alvin Kamara adjusting to a new quarterback, and I'm hoping he's with the Patriots on Tuesday.
You know, you might get a Drew Brees that might get in the huddle and be like, I'm trying to think of one of our calls, gun bunch right tight, 22 paint wide read F Trent. And Jameis will get in there and be like, gun bunch right tight, 22 paint wide read F. And the cadence is also like, the keys that I'm listening for, play call, like I'm waiting for it on a certain time, and then I go around and miss it, and I'm like, damn, what do I got? You know, so like with Tyler, I think he's a little bit more mellow than Spencer, where Spencer is a little bit, Spencer's play calls are a little bit sharper and a little bit more like intense. Tyler's kind of like, okay, like it's calmer. It'll be good. I'm excited for him. I'm excited for him to see. It's a challenge. And then like even on that point, something small like, you know, I like giving little bits. In practice during camp, I got on Tyler because, you know, you send it back in motion. Like, it seems so simple, but it's so big. When you send somebody in motion, you want to move your hand to the way they're going in motion. But Tyler would do it the opposite way. If the back was going in motion this way, he'll do this. So I was getting on him because I think one day it happened, he did this, and the motion was supposed to go that way, and the back went to the way he pointed. And, you know, now that's on him. And I'm like, Tyler, I was like, I lined up, and I was like, send me in motion. Like, send me in motion to the left. And he was like this. And he was like, I was like, yeah. So if y'all got a chance, ask him about that. But that's things you got to learn. You learn those things like by experience.
Rams big. KC at Buffalo. Josh Allen on facing the Chiefs for the 10th time in his career.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've played them. Damn near every year since I've gotten here. So yeah, I mean, I guess you can look at it from a perspective of we kind of understand what they try to do to us, you know. But there's jabs, there's counters, you know. There's different things that you can do throughout seeing each other throughout the years of making things look the same but being completely different. So again, just kind of with division games, you kind of go into it like, hey, let's listen to our base rules. Let's not try to chase anything. And then just, you know, play it with your eyes and be reactive as possible.
All right, here's the opposing quarterback, one Patrick Mahomes on the environment in Buffalo.
I mean, they don't like us. I mean, that's pretty. They do not like the Chiefs. But I mean, it is a cool environment. I love playing in like historic stadiums. And that stadium has had so many great players play in it. And who knows, it might be the last time that we get the opportunity to play there. It'll be a great challenge for us, and they're loud, and that's what you want. You want to go in and be in a hostile environment. That's what football, when you watch on TV as a kid growing up, is the environments you want to play in. And so obviously they're not rooting for us, but you get to bond together as a team and get to go into a historic stadium and play in a great environment.
All righty. So there you have Seattle at Washington as well. Arizona at Dallas on Monday night. More on that game coming up on Monday. So the byes this week: Angels, Eagles, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the Jets, and Cleveland. They all are off this week. Angel, if I could, let's do some college football news here. If I could have you scroll down a ways. It's under Front Office Sports. It's under Mike Greenberg. Yesterday, ESPN did a full court press. Every single personality that works there did a 10-second video on trying to save YouTube TV or trying to save ESPN from YouTube TV. Anyway, I'm not playing that. Enough of that. But under Front Office Sports, this is Louisiana Governor Jeff Landry on Brian Kelly's buyout being fired by LSU. And then shortly after that happened, you had Scott Woodward out as LSU's AD. It happened last night or late yesterday afternoon. The school announced Thursday night officially after they fired Brian Kelly. Then they fire Scott Woodward, and I'll have more on that in a second. But okay, here's the governor, Governor Landry on McAfee's show.
And let's kind of get into this a little bit more with everything you just said, and then you said at your press conference. So the governor runs the state schools. Is that accurate? So ultimately, you are boss at LSU. Is that a fair assessment? Because I don't know. This is a legitimate question. Whenever I say this.
Yeah, so we've got a number of four-year universities in the state of Louisiana, and each LSU has their own board. It's called the Board of Supervisors. It's appointed by the governor under staggered terms. So really, I'm the one that appoints them. They then appoint the president and the AD, and the decisions that are made at the university are really made by the board, but there are appointees that represent me. That's pretty much the same way I think it happens around the state, around the country. I know that's how it happens in Texas as well. The governor's in charge of appointing the Board of Regents of, say, A&M and UT.
Okay, so you have the Board of Supervisors there at LSU. You said in your press conference that they will either find a committee to find the coach or they will select a coach. In that entire process, are you in there at all? Because I think people were saying, because you said in there, I'm not picking a coach. You said, I'm not picking a coach, but other people will pick the coach.
I'm not.
Now, do you feel, though, that immediately upon you speaking about it, everybody thinks to themselves, Governor Landry wants to pick a coach? That is kind of what people get worried about. That is not what you were saying at all, right?
No. Listen, emphatically, I am not picking the coach. That is not my job. The only reason I'm really involved, Pat, is because this contract that currently is between the state of Louisiana, the Louisiana State University system, and Brian Kelly leaves the taxpayers of the state on the bill. There's misinformation out there. People are saying, oh, no, the taxpayers aren't liable. They're not reading the contract. On Sunday, I had a meeting with the lawyers as they were talking about whether or not Brian Kelly was terminated, whether we were going to fire him. And all I cared about were the taxpayers of our state. And that contract binds the state of Louisiana. If we have to pay $53 million and somebody else doesn't step up to foot that bill, the state of Louisiana has to foot that bill. That is in the contract.
Yeah, I forgot to tell you about the SEC yearly money that you get. It's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. And then they fire Scott Woodward, longtime college administrator, political background, LSU grad, type of background suited for this brand of political football. He'd been LSU's AD since 2019, a run that included a national title in football, the hiring of Kim Mulkey as the women's basketball coach, and the firing of men's coach Will Wade. Mulkey, of course, led LSU to their first women's title 2 years ago in 2023. They had an exhibition game last night, and she would not attend the press conference. Assistant Bob Starkey did because she was heartbroken over Woodward's departure. In 40 years of, quote, Starkey said, in 40 years of coaching, I've worked with two phenomenal ADs. One was Skip Burtman at LSU. The other was Scott Woodward. Let's not mention the fact, look at LSU's gymnastics team. Look at LSU's baseball team. He's done a phenomenal job over there, and he got completely screwed, absolutely screwed because of Brian Kelly. And look, it's not the first AD to get a little bit of egg on his face for the firing of a coach or the hiring of a coach. It happens all the time. And Governor Landry, man, just stay out of it. Stay out of it, because half the stuff you said is bullshit. You know, I challenge it. I challenge you to talk about the SEC money that comes in, and not to mention the fact that all the money that is generated for that football program and all of your other sports. You act like $53 million, like the taxpayers are going to go broke. Please, stop it. Stop it. You're embarrassing yourself, Governor. You're embarrassing yourself. Anyway, let's see. What else do we have for college? So that's something. Syracuse is hosting North Carolina tonight on ESPN. And the other big story in college football yesterday, Matt Rule decided to stay at Nebraska for at least another 2 years. So Matt Schick and Roddy Jones discuss it on the Sirius XM College Sports Radio.
This is what happens, Roddy. When there's a job open and there are some coaching candidates out there, people get pay raises. And Matt Rule has another 2 years on his deal.
Yeah. Try to tell people from the beginning that this coaching cycle was going to reset the market, not necessarily because of what the coaches who move get contractually, but we've seen Kurt Cignetti get a fat raise and an extension. We've seen Matt Rule get what I would imagine is a pretty significant raise and an extension. And that will trickle down, because now that Matt Rule's off the list for Penn State, people are going to be looking down there at College Station. So Mike Elko is either going to leave or he's going to get a fat raise and an extension. And then they're going to start looking at Louisville, and Jeff Brom's either going to leave or he's going to get a fat raise and an extension. And it's just going to trickle on down. And that's just for one job. Imagine when you do it across all the jobs. Let's go to Florida and do the same thing. Let's go to LSU and do the same thing. You are going to have so many coaches that are getting these raises and extensions that it's going to be kind of head spinning. And we talk about, how can we spend this much money on dead money and all the coaches that are getting extensions, like history would tell us, they're not all going to succeed at the level where they're going to see the end of their contracts. So they're going to get bought out, and we're going to look at it, and we're going to, say, whoever signed the contract where Mike Norvell would have a $50-something million buyout. Well, Alabama opened up after he was 13-0. So what were you going to do? You're going to let him walk out of the door? Were you going to give him a fat raise and extension? And they opted for the latter. That's what happens, man. And that's why the coaching buyouts are what they are, because the agents leverage the open jobs into big raises and big extensions. And you look at the history of that Nebraska job, and you look at the history of the coaches that get fat raises and extensions, and it is checkered. So best of luck. But I would say there's at least a 50-50 shot that Nebraska at some point is going to be on the hook for a massive buyout.
Programs like Nebraska, above all else, and you could argue there are others like this, Roddy, they need stability. They need stability. You can't go through coaches every 3, 4, 5 years. Now, if you're losing a lot of games, you have no choice but to go through these head coaches.
Yeah, right on the ball. Dead on ball's accurate, as Mona Lisa Vito would say. So, yep, that's what happens. And Mike Norvell is going to get fired. I have no doubt about it. And they'll pay him off in increments. I think I've talked about that with Mio O'Brien in the past. So don't worry about don't worry about the buyout, because they're not going to make it. And I can't. It's going to be fascinating. I think Jay Planley's coming on. I think we now agree that the early trick-or-treater, give him this package of 3 M&Ms. That James Franklin, I think, will probably end up at Virginia Tech if they're interested in him. And then I don't know what's going to happen at LSU. I don't know what's going to happen at Florida. I don't know what's going to happen at Penn State. I don't know what's going to happen at UCLA. No idea what's going to be floated out there. So we shall see. All right, thanks everybody for checking us out here across the Coastal Sports Network digital platform, and following me on X at pshep326, across YouTube, Kick, Rumble, CSDN Florida, the Facebook pages, LinkedIn, Instagram. Call or text the show 727-858-6650. And now we're back on Odyssey and back on SR 1029 The Game. SR1029thegame.com. Jay Planley going to hopefully join me in a minute here, and then I'll have my pigskin picks around the bottom of the hour or so, and hopefully at 9 a.m. Sports Grid's very own, the Sports Rage, Gabe Morency will join me at 9 o'clock, and we'll have his picks. But I am feeling very confident this week. Roaring back last week with 7-4 against the spread in the NFL, 2-3 in college football. Got screwed. By the way, speaking of getting screwed, you want to talk a guy whose name has been on everybody's list. Tulane head coach Jeff Traylor. They got humiliated last night. Humiliated by Texas San Antonio. Humiliated. Blown out. And he said his team felt. I'm sorry, Jeff Traylor's UTSA's coach. John Summerall. Head coach and quarterback Jake Retzlaff. Summerall told reporters in New Orleans earlier this week that UTSA pumped noise into the Alamo Dome, and that other coaches in the American Conference told him that the speakers aren't turned off during Roadrunner games. Tulane practiced this week with crowd noise and loud to make up for it in San Antonio. The quote was, "I think they may pipe some in through the speakers," Summerall said. "I don't think it's legal. I don't think anybody's investigating it. We've got to be ready to deal with it." That's helped them create a home field advantage. And then they got shellacked 48-26 last night. Traylor said, "A coach that said we basically cheated the last 6 years, which disrespects everything we've done the last 6 years, in my opinion." So UTSA improved to 22-0 in regular season conference home games under Traylor. But not a good look for a guy, John Summerall, who's being lumped in with a whole bunch of other people for all these jobs that are available right now. from UCLA to Arkansas, like I said, Penn State, Florida. Not a good look for him last night after getting creamed on the road. All right, our first guest this morning, all the way from Ann Arbor, getting ready for another huge game when you're favored by just about 21 points, is the one and only Jay Flanley from Beavsville. Good morning, Jay.
Pete, how you doing, buddy?
I am ESPN, ABC less. I am YouTube.
Both doing better than Mike McDaniel, that's for sure.
Oh, I mean, how many weeks in a row do we have to say, is this the week where it happens? I mean, I called it last night. I didn't think they had any shot to win that game. I thought the win over the Falcons was completely fraudulent because they were off their best quarterback, their best wide receiver, and their best pass rusher. And I'm not shocked at all. The only thing I'm shocked at, it wasn't 50-6, which it could have been. They are a disgrace of an organization, absolute disgrace. And that fumbling, bumbling, pedantic, blathering head coach has no conviction about anything. And changing the coach is not gonna. You got to clean house. We know that changing the coach, they're not gonna. Nobody's gonna wave some magic wand and all of a sudden. But get somebody in there that speaks with a little bit of conviction, just a little bit. How about the owner leaving before the game ended last night too? That was nice of him. That was great. Beat traffic, getting out of there. Anyway, how you doing?
Well, we got a big game this weekend. It's Halloween. There's a lot going on. Got a lot of people in town to come see me, things like that. All good. It's all good. It's a Friday.
How many Boilermaker fans made the trip to Ann Arbor?
There'll be more people in my apartment tonight around 11 o'clock than there'll be Purdue fans.
All right.
Go ahead.
No.
So I was going to say the last home game we had, I'm trying to remember who was the opponent. Washington. There weren't a lot of Husky fans. It was weird. It's been a very odd season. And Washington has a good team, so it was weird. But my one of my U of M buddies is the coach there, so interesting. But no, it's going to be the weather's supposed to be decent. I hate night games. And it's going to be cold, and our fans are going to suffer. But hey, it's what it is. They volunteer for their own demise, I guess, is what they would say.
So the game's on the Big Ten Network at 7 o'clock. So at least it's not 7:30 or 8. So what, 6 o'clock your time?
No, it's the same. We're right on the cut line. But one of my guys, Jake Butt's doing the game on TV, so that's going to be cool.
Oh, nice. Yep. All right. What? I guess after Governor Landry's bullshit speech.
I texted you when that happened. I texted you to tell you that was going on.
And then before we get to Matt Rule, Scott Woodward being fired by LSU, the guy did a lot of very, very good things over there. He brought a lot of championships to that.
Baseball coach.
Yes, baseball coach, gymnastics, women's basketball, Kim Mulkey. And a lot of other things, in fact, Kim Mulkey wouldn't talk to the media last night after her exhibition game because he was so pissed about it that he got canned because he hired her. Scott Woodward hired her. I don't know what LSU is doing. I don't know what they're thinking. I think Governor Landry's full of shit as far as once again, Feinbaum insists, and there are others now that I'm hearing, that they are going to make a serious pitch at Nick Saban. And he's 74 years old. By the way, happy birthday, Nick. Today he's 74 years old. I don't know if he'd leave the job. I don't know where his ego is at or his mindset is at, or more importantly, where Miss Terry's mind is at. And would she want him to go back to college coaching? And don't think that is not a big influence. But I don't know. What do you make of the whole LSU situation?
Well, it's an unfortunate situation as far as where college football is with sports and everything, and we'll talk about a little bit about this. But it's crazy now. But the most underreported part of this is Brian Kelly sucked at his job. We're talking about the governor and all this other stuff, and Kim Mulkey and Johnson, the baseball coach. There's a lot of good things there, but he basically. The athletic director did a really good job, but he's like the guy. He's the tax guy who screwed up on April 15th. The big hire was the football coach, and he's a disaster. Nobody likes him. There's the Robert Sala, Matt LaFleur story. There's the kid in the tower he killed. All this shit's coming out that people like you and me know about because he's a dink. And that's why this guy got fired. The athletic.
But he's not the first AD to get a little egg in his face for hiring a coach that, but the success he had at Notre Dame, they thought it just didn't start well. The fake accent. It was
Family.
Family.
Yeah.
It was a disaster from the get-go. I'll give him a lot of credit for going on Finey's show every week and not getting paid for it, no matter what, win or lose. He just couldn't beat good teams. I mean, he won 70% of his games, just couldn't beat good teams. But I'm just I'm fascinated by this Saban possibility. And seriously, I think Miss Terry is going to have the final say in it. His wife, who he talks about all the time, whether he goes back into coaching or not. But I agree. I think they'll make a serious run at him.
No, I mean, when you see clowns like Matt Rule getting paid, I mean, what a joke that is. He's 18-15 at Nebraska.
Yeah,
and
Penn State wouldn't steal him. And when I just heard Rodney Jones talking, we just had him. I just played the clip, and it's like all these schools. I don't know if we want to call it panicking, but if Nebraska is. They were afraid to lose Matt Rule, Jay. They were afraid to lose him.
I grew up. I'm old enough to remember when Tom Osborne was there, and they could hand the ball off and get 7 yards of carry.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and Barry Switzer at Oklahoma, and then the great teams he had in the '90s when Coach Osborne retired, and he split the Natty with us in '97 because he went and campaigned for it with Scott Frost and friends. But I mean, the fact that how bad that program is, and this was going on at Nebraska before, after they fired who's the coach, Frank Solich. When they fired Frank Solich,
yes,
he was the first guy after Osborne. He was Osborne's long-term assistant. They fired him. And then they were really bad for a while. And then Bo Pelini came in and was winning like 9 games, and then they broomed him out. And ever since then, they've been garbage. So they're not a new part of the teams that have been killed by NIL and the portal, the Boston colleges, the Wisconsins, to a lesser extent, Michigan State. They had the scandal and Mel Tugger and everything else. But the middle class of college football doesn't exist anymore. You're either really good or you're bad. Just look at the Big Ten. There's about 5 or 6.
Wait a second, though. No, I disagree with you a little bit there. Or you're like this. You're like Nebraska, or you're like Penn State, where you're right there. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of mediocrity out there. Now, Matt Rule was 6-2 with Nebraska this year. Maybe he ends up. Maybe he ends up 9-3.
But my point is,
that seems good enough for that institution right now.
Yeah, but my point is that the teams that are winning are spending serious money. We did it to keep our team together in 24, the JJ Blake Corum teams. We kept a lot of guys that go on to the draft. Ohio State did it last year.
LSU did it this year. LSU did it big time this year.
Penn State. Yeah, but Penn State did the same thing, and they're coached by 2 morons.
Yeah, and the coaching obviously was a factor in Louisiana at LSU. There's no question about it. But I'm saying, I mean, they're spending money, but sometimes you can miss on some of those players too. Not all of them.
Arch Manning.
They're going to lose to Vanderbilt on Saturday,
and you're going to hear more Sark to the NFL stories. So, that's where he's going to be going soon. So, but no, it's a very strange time. I mean, I was texting with a friend last night, and she works at a very good, well-known college school program, university, and they want to fire the fans, and all the alumni want to fire their coach they have, and there's one donor who's keeping him and the AD employed. It's just the money people have a huge say now. We're seeing now with this ESPN YouTube thing, how much the money and the power and everything is. So we'll see. But, there's if you got people who make the money and bring home the bread, they like you, they keep you there. You got kind of like all these Cowboys fans who wanted them to get rid of Dak for 5 years. Same type of thing. Jerry Jones likes them and pays them. So it is what it is. But
Matt Rule's deal doesn't include any change in base compensation. It does offer the additional incentive for base salary if Nebraska reaches the college football
his
playoff.
buyout's $15 million, right?
Yeah, Nebraska qualifies for the rules-based salary for each year on the deal increases by $1 million. So throughout the deal, he has an AAV of more than 11.7 million, including retention bonuses. That number puts him in the highest echelon of college coaches over the course of the deal. His 2 additional years are 12.5 million. The same as the final year of his contract deal in 2030. The deal remains 90% guaranteed. Now, for others,
okay, time out. Can I?
Yeah,
he's making more money than Signetti, right?
Yes.
That's fucking embarrassing. I'm
He's
sorry.
currently the top salary at 8.5 million.
Put Matt Rule at Indiana and put Signetti at Nebraska and see what do you think the difference would
Well,
be?
Indiana was smart because if Indiana waited and this contract happened,
It would have gone up. It would have gone up.
His
Yes,
agent's
I
probably
know.
going, shit, I should have waited another week.
It's like these idiots. It's like the idiots in the NFL with, hey, our quarterback's up. No matter who it is, we're going to make him the highest paid quarterback in the league.
Yeah, that's next in
This
line.
one like Derek Carr. And Derek Carr is a good player, but it was just stupid.
Back in the day, what about a few years ago?
Kirk Cousins.
Kirk Cousins. What about what's his name for the Browns? And then they dealt him right after, and shortly after he became, who the hell was it? Very mediocre quarterback at best, and he became the highest bid. This is like the Price is Right. When you bid, what's the highest bid? $450. Okay, $451. Boom, and that person always seems to win. Get up on contestants row. It's timing, right? Like everything in life, right? Timing.
You're talking about Deshaun Watson?
No, not
Is that
Deshaun
what you're
Watson. No, Wade, not even close to that kind of talent. Before, I forget who it was. They dealt him shortly after that, but for like a week, he was the highest paid quarterback. I can't remember.
Browns QB.
Browns, yeah. I can't remember.
Derek Anderson?
No. As soon as
Because Derek Anderson was good. Kelly Holcomb? They've only had a couple good quarterbacks since they've been good.
I mean,
going back to Brian Sipe, Bernie Kosar, and Vinny.
No. But regardless, what I'm saying, it's timing is everything. And if this guy is going to make $12.5 million, and Lane Kiffin is making.
Lane Kiffin's going to make 30.
What's Lane Kiffin's agent going to go after?
30.
No,
30. I want 30.
He says he's not motivated by money, and I sort of believe
we all are. We all are until, right.
What if somebody comes up with a $20 million a year offer? That's going to be hard to turn down for him, even though he loves it at Mississippi. And again, family and his wife, and I'm telling you, I take him at his word. All that stuff was meaningful to me when I saw the McGee interview on ESPN, which I can't see anymore until I get football later this afternoon. I take him at his word. I'm still not entirely convinced that he wants to leave Mississippi. Now, maybe if it's 18, 20 million a year, that might change some. But you're looking at, Jay, don't you think, after this contract, $12.5 million, what's Penn State, Florida State, UCLA, Arkansas, Va-Tech, what are they going to offer? Let's stick with Penn State. Let's stick with Penn State and Florida right out of the gate. Okay. What is the highest? I mean, they're going to have to go like 15 minimum to get a name coach. Minimum.
Yeah. But they're in the two power leagues with the TV deals.
Yeah.
So what they're dealing with is different than, say, Va-Tech, and they're about to hire. They're about to hire to make the biggest mistake of their lives and hire James Franklin.
Yep.
So the James, who couldn't lead me out of a burning building. So I mean, he's going to be their coach.
To be fair, he was a field goal away down to the wire from going to the national championship against Ohio State. So you got to give him that. They got to the semifinals. They got to the semifinals and lost 27-24 to Notre Dame.
Okay, but Pete, you also remember the guy who won the national championship. I have less respect for him than James Franklin probably on a good day.
I get it, but forget all your prejudices and grudges. I mean, from a sports standpoint, the guy. If you looked at it objectively from outside the box, and yes, they had a couple of horrible. I get it, but if you were looking outside the box, you say, "Oh my God, this guy got fired, and he took this team to the semifinals last year, nearly to the finals." It does make you scratch your head just a little bit. That maybe.
Oh, the sport's crazy. You're correct about that. Yes,
Yeah, I
yes.
mean, I know the numbers are there. It can't be top 10 teams at all, and can't be top 25 teams most of the time anyway. And I get all that. Yet last year he was this close. He was my little minis. I call them micro now. They're not even mini. They're micro candies.
Instead of Snickers.
Yeah, Snickers. This is my
Says-
package of M&Ms. I think there's 3 in there, maybe 4.
Peanut ones.
Yeah,
I love
but I'm saying, I mean, it's where are we not just becoming a little too greedy? You're still going to get 101,000 people there at Happy Valley, and I don't know. I'm trying to figure out who they're going to bring in that's going to be able to get that team again to the semifinals in the college football playoff anytime soon.
Well, maybe they should have called Signetti and given him name your number.
Well,
or Marcus Freeman.
Hindsight 20. Well, they still go after him.
Well, no. Well, he hung up on Florida State. No, Florida. Excuse me.
Yep.
I don't know. I think Marcus Freeman's going to stay.
I do too. I'm saying I think they're going.
Yeah.
Everybody's going to. The next big name starting coaching salary at any of these schools is 15 mil, except for maybe Tech. Maybe a little less there. But UCLA, if UCLA wants to get back into this thing, and they're not used to spending a lot of money, they got to make a.
Well, they don't have money. They don't have money either. They lost during COVID. They lost their Under Armour deal, and they did some backroom deals and got Air Jordan and Nike to bail them out. That's going to be another story someday that's going to come out and be talked about. But
I'd like to see Dan Mullen back in the SEC, and I think they should give all these teams should give him, even around the country, Penn State and whatnot, give him a serious look. He's doing wonderful things at UNLV. They got a big rebound game. I know Boise State whacked him pretty good last week, but
so he's followed up on what Barry Odom did. Barry Odom was there last year, and where is he? He's coaching. He's either in the. Where is Barry Odom now?
I forget.
I think he might be in the. Is he in the? I think he's in the S. No, he's the Purdue coach.
Oh yeah, he's
the Purdue coach. Yes. I'm sorry, the Purdue coach.
Yeah, you got to see him this weekend.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to see him. I'm going to be sitting on my couch. But yeah, and thank God the game's on BTN, so I can actually watch it instead of my YouTube TV nonsense. So no, it's going to be interesting. You're right though about these contracts and the money, and it's just stupid.
Next man up, all these coaches in limbo, their agents and the coaches are licking their chops because the basic starting salary to me is, like you said, at least 15 mil.
Yeah, I mean, and remember, Jimmy Sexton has most of these guys, the agent. He represents most of these guys.
Somebody's going to say, look at Matt Rule's contract. Matt Rule's getting $12.5 million, and my guy, a.k.a. Lane Kiffin, can't make 18. He's not worth 18 to 20 million or 15 to 20 million.
Yeah, he's a way better coach than Matt Rule, yeah.
Yeah. So it's going to be
That's
really
an embarrassment. It's crazy. Maybe you know what I would Pete. Now that I think about it, I'd like to make an announcement. I'm eligible to be a college football coach. Come on down. I'm available. You put the right amount of money in front of me.
You're not eligible to watch college football on ESPN, but you're eligible to coach.
Yes. Well, you know what? If you give me the right amount of money, I can probably buy the right TV package to watch those games that should be on ESPN. Like Fubo, whatever, the one you just said you were going to do.
Fubo, you can go DirecTV, you can go Hulu. There's tons of other options out there. I'm just going to sign up for Fubo, get the free week, and see what happens with ESPN. See what happens with YouTube, and if they don't come to an agreement, I just switch over to Fubo. It's not a big deal. I lose all my DVR shit. They already took all the ESPN DVR stuff, all my games that I recorded. Hurricanes, USF, other games that are on ESPN that are recorded automatically.
Yeah.
I can't access anything or any shows I've even recorded on my DVR. It's just, I've never.
Oh, it's crazy.
Since I've had ESPN in 1979, I've always had it in some way, shape, or form. and now it's gone. But by the time I get off the air, a little after 9, I'll have it back. It'll just be on Fubo. I don't think they realize that people don't give a shit. And then they talked about giving us
They
back.
just want to watch the games. They don't care. Yeah, they want to watch the games. Yeah.
We'll just go to another service. They all have it. And Fubo, by the way, has Nesson, and it has NBC Sports Boston, so I can see all the Celtics games. It has Nesson for Angel. There's NBC Philadelphia. They have SNY New York, so you can see all the Yankee stuff. So hey, there's plenty, and they have NHL Network and MLB Network that YouTube TV doesn't have. And look, I enjoy YouTube TV, but there are other options on Fubo with the same ESPN platform, plus the additional sports shows that me personally I want to see, the channels like Nesson and NBC Sports Boston, so I could see the Red Sox, Bruins, and Celtics. And for Angel, he'd be able to see, the Flyers and 76ers and whatever. So there's plenty of other options out there. That's why I'm frustrated, but I'm not really getting angry about it. They're all about the same price. So it's all around $90, $93 a month, regardless, if you get the extended sports package. So YouTube TV can kiss my ass, and it's all, ESPN is not blameless in this also. They're doing this stubborn.
They're bundles. They're bundles thing. Yeah.
They want you to go buy the $29.99 a month app. That's what they want. But you know what? All these other services have the whole ESPN platform right now. So if YouTube TV wants to fuck around for the next, and maybe this could easily get redone by this evening because they're taking a beating, social media wise, as you would expect. We'll see how stubborn they are. To me, this could get resolved within hours, or it may never get resolved. But if they make me wait until next week, then I'm gone. I'm gone for good. And I'll start with Fubo as soon as I get off the air today, so I can watch because I want to see North Carolina get humiliated tonight against Syracuse.
Wow. Oh, Coach Brown there, huh? So no, that's gonna be crazy. That I totally forgot about that game being on tonight.
They're only 2.5.
And that game's the game's at the Carrier Dome too.
Yes,
game's at the Carrier Dome.
And they're only 2.5 point favorites. I think North Carolina's gonna get smoked in that one. I really do. I think they're gonna get smoked.
It's weird for people like me and you, who grew up watching Belichick when he's with the Giants and obviously with the Patriots, and to see how bad that is. So it's just weird.
It is. It's awful. The other upset alert team this week, I got NC State's having a mediocre year at 44-4, but they play really well at night. So be careful, Georgia Tech. From a Miami standpoint, I hope Georgia Tech loses, but that's an upset alert special. Be very careful, Yellow Jackets, about that game. NC State plays very, very differently at night than they do in the day. So we'll see. But what else?
Raleigh is kind of nuts. So that's a good call by you.
Yep.
No, just like I said, getting ready for the weekend, and we got this game. And then the schmucks from the South come here at the end of the month. The guys who somehow won the Natty. They didn't win our league. They didn't beat us, but they won the Natty. They're coming.
Doesn't matter.
Ryan Day. Well, it matters to them because they hear about it all the time.
Yeah.
So
I know that.
But that's why. See, Pete. That's why. See, you keep hammering the nail because the nail works because they hear about it. Particularly with that head coach because he hears about it all. He was on like CBS last week and they asked him about Michigan. I mean, it's not my fault. They bring us up.
Oh, I know. Because somebody wants a soundbite. But that shit gets old after a while. It's like
happened?
It's like Red Sox fans saying
What happened? Yes.
Red Sox fans saying Yankees suck. It's the dumbest cheer of all time. I mean, enough already. It's absolutely.
So the funniest thing was I went back to Michigan hockey last week. I went to the game Thursday night at Yost.
Mm-hmm.
And they were chanting "Yankees suck" in the middle of the game. I couldn't stop laughing. I'm sitting there as a Mets fan.
Yeah.
So as a Mets fan who's from Boston, so it makes it even better. So
hey, real quick before you go, interesting NFL game this week. JJ McCarthy coming back. Your boy going to be really interesting against a very good Detroit Lions team, and I'm wondering. It's too bad that game's not at home for them. That's a tough place to come back afterwards.
Oh yeah,
not Lamar Jackson coming to Miami where he just this is going to be tough.
Inter squad scrimmage. Yeah,
It's going to be tough for JJ in that environment, but we'll see. If they could ever steal that one, that would be something. I'm not sure what we're going to get out of him or what he's going to look like. I know he and Jefferson, they're scheming the game plan this week all around him, but I don't know. Quickly,
JJ's right here, by the way. JJ's right here, by the way. There he is.
There he is.
There he is. There's my JJ picture. Everybody knows I love JJ and want him to do well. Tom's doing the game too, so that's gonna be interesting.
That's right.
So the game's on Fox. He and KB are doing the game, which is gonna be fun.
Yep.
No, and obviously Aiden getting paid is a great thing.
Yes.
Aiden, I can't thank him and the 21 Michigan team enough for changing everything here. Cade and Hassan Haskins and Josh Ross and all the guys that were part of the Natty team, but because those guys had a 3-year run. But Aiden was such a huge part of us changing and turning things around and completely changing the culture here. And he's an incredible player. And it's nice to see he's a local kid.
Mm-hmm.
The Lions benefit from the Jaguars being stupid and taking Walker over him. And Walker's a good player, but he's not Aiden. And it's good to see Aiden. He does a lot for the charities and sick kids and other things like that. Hutch's Heroes, look it up. It's great.
Awesome.
No, we're excited. It could be a good game, but no.
I'm going to leave you
So
with this.
Pete, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, ask.
You're working for the weekend. Go ahead. Finish up. Whatever.
Lover boy.
Yes.
So I'm gonna. Well, I like to because it's Halloween. I want to scare people. There's two things that NFL wise people should be very concerned about.
Okay.
The Chiefs are back. I hate to tell people this, and I don't know what's going to happen up in Buffalo, but I do not think.
Yes, you do.
In any big spot,
Buffalo's
that the Bills will ever. I don't know.
They always beat the regular season. They always beat them.
Okay, that's what I'm about to say. That's what I was about to say. In a big spot.
This week, I love Buffalo. They're my underdog for the week. That's coming up.
And here's the second part of what I'm about to say. It's another AFC team. The Ravens are going to win out and win that division and going to be very dangerous.
I'm with you 100%. Mentioned it even before the Dolphin game that was going to happen. Pittsburgh's going to lose to Indy this week. I don't know. You would think the Bengals are going to be livid after that performance against the Jets. So
Flacco's hurt.
Yeah, I know that, but still, they got to come out with and they had another players-only meeting, another team with a players-only meeting this week, but we'll see. It's all great points by you. Good stuff. But I
tried, Pete.
You're
okay, buddy. You too. You and Angel have a good week. Have a good weekend, and we'll talk Monday.
Absent trick or treat. Happy Halloween.
Thank you, guys. Trick or treat, everybody. Be safe.
Take care.
LFG, baby.
All righty. Angel, if we can, let's take a quick break here, and then when I come back, I'll do my pigskin picks. I've heard back from, let me see, have I heard back from Gabe? I think Gabe is going to be joining. I told him he had to join me at 9 o'clock and not 9:30. But we'll see if he does. Hopefully he got the message. He usually gets right back to me, but he hasn't this week thus far. And I know he's out in Hollywood slumming with the stars out there. And he might be still walking the streets after his Dodgers last couple of games. Now they're in Toronto tonight, which we haven't even gotten to that yet as well. Dodgers at Toronto, Game 6. The Blue Jays can win the World Series tonight. I got some cuts from that too. But my pigskin picks are coming up next here on the Pete Sheppard Show on the Coastal Sports Digital Network.
Hi, folks. This is Gerard Moynihan of Moynihan Lumber, and I would like you to know that our company has been selling Anderson windows for over 60 years. See the complete line of Anderson windows at any of our 3 locations in North Reading, Beverly, or in Plastown, New Hampshire, or at MoynihanLumber.com.
Hey everybody, it's Pete Sheppard from the Coastal Sports Network. Want to tell you about my good friend Lou DiMuzio and his company. Lou is the president and founder of Ace Technology Advisors. They're big-time tech specialists. At ATA, they're able to craft, implement, and manage the best and most appropriate solution for your business. They leverage their industry-leading experience and their portfolio of technology partners to improve your best practices and infrastructure. So you can get a hold of them at 888-599-4223. That's 888-599-4223. Check them out on their webpage, www.acetechadvisors.com. That's www.acetechadvisors.com. Or you can email them sales@acetechadvisors.com. AceTech.com. Check out my friend Lou DiMuzio and Ace Technology Advisors.
Right now, our country feels divided, but there's a place where people are coming together.
I gotta tell you, I was nervous to talk to someone so different than me.
Me too, but I'm glad we are.
Love Has No Labels and One Small Step are helping people with different political views, beliefs, and life experiences come together through conversation, and it feels good.
Wow, your story is so...
Interesting?
Yeah.
When people actually sit down, talk, and listen to one another, they can break down boundaries and connect as human beings. At lovehasnolabels.com/onesmallstep, you can listen to amazing, life-changing conversations and find simple tools to start a conversation of your own.
I know one thing. This conversation gives me hope.
It gives me a lot of hope, too.
Take a step toward bringing our country and your community together by having the courage to start a conversation at lovehasnolabels.com/onesmallstep. A message from StoryCorps, Love Has No Labels, and the Ad Council.
People do some pretty cool things in their 40s and 50s. Why should saving for retirement be any different? I mean, they go back to college, learn new instruments, start skateboarding. Whoa! Okay, maybe that one's not for everybody, but saving for retirement is. With aceyourretirement.org, you can get on track with your retirement savings no matter your age. Just have a 3-minute chat with Avo, the friendly digital retirement coach from AARP. You'll get personalized recommendations based on your input that are easy to understand and work with your lifestyle. It's quick, easy, and free. Plus, it's sponsored by AARP, so you know they got your back.
Woohoo! Gnarly move, Dad.
Thanks, sweetie. So, wherever you are in your retirement savings journey, head to aceyourretirement.org and start chatting with Avo today. That's aceyourretirement.org. A message from AARP and the Ad Council.
Adopt US Kids presents What to Expect When You're Expecting. A teenager. Learning the lingo.
Today I'm going to help parents translate teen slang. Now, when a teen says something is on fleek, it's exactly like saying, that's rad. It simply means that something is awesome or cool. Another one is totes. It's exactly like saying, totally, just shorter. As in, I totes love going to the mall with Becca. Another word you might hear is jelly. Jelly is a shorter, better way to say jealous. As in, Chloe, I am like so jelly of your unicorn phone case.
You don't have to speak teen to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will think you're, rad, just the same. To learn more, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
This is the story of a very special woman. In a matter of seconds, she turned herself into a great mathematician or an entrepreneur. Her knowledge was limitless and still is. She could also make monsters disappear, especially those that lurked in the shadows under the bed. Once, this woman put back together a teenage girl's broken heart, which had been shattered in 1,000 pieces, just by giving her a bear hug. She masqueraded as a regular person at work, but as a superhero at home. Everyone knows her as Gabriella. I still call her Mom.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need to help, complete with tips and resources at aarp.org/caregiving. A public service announcement brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
The Pete Sheppard Show. It's fun for the whole family, if it's dysfunctional.
I personally, it's you know, you want to dictate the terms, you want to fix stuff, and yeah, it sucks. That sucks. All of that does. But you know, I think it's a pretty consistent formula of, you know, fans enjoy winning, and so our expectation is that we have to do the work and do the right things.
Is this song not fitting?
Sure is.
See you, Mike, if you leave. Not if, when you leave. Oh, my God. Mike McDaniel booed off the floor, booed off the field. His own owner wouldn't even go in after the game. He left early. It's crazy. And the Miami Dolphins get humiliated at home, 28-6. 4 touchdowns from Lamar Jackson, and they're in serious trouble. We will find out sooner rather than later. I really think it's going to happen today, Angel. Before 3 o'clock this afternoon, I believe Mike McDaniel will be fired. Now, it's like a year too late. And no coach is going to come in and wave a magic wand and change all this. But Stephen Ross has got a clean house, and the trade deadline is Tuesday, and they got to seriously think about Tua's not going anywhere. I can't see it unless somebody picks up all that money. He's got huge, huge salary cap implications, and I just don't see how anybody is going to want to. For Tua, this year, $39.1 million. Next year, $56.4 million. 2027, it comes down a bit to $53.4. Then it skyrockets to 2028, $65.8 million. $65.8 million he's owed in 2028. Can't see it happening. All right, I'm going to try to get all my pigskin picks in here. I don't know if Gabe Morency is going to join us at 11. We're back from him. I told him we had to come on at 9 a.m., not 9:30. Meter usually joins us on Fridays at 9 a.m., but Angel, he snubbed us. I'm saying this sort of tongue-in-cheek. Snubbed us because the Boston College Notre Dame breakfast is happening. A brunch, if you will, up at the Heights.
Oh boy. Wow. We are put in the second place. Okay.
Yeah, BC Notre Dame comes before me. That sucks. I'm much more entertaining. All right, let me see. Let me get back. It's time for my pigskin picks. Congratulations to me. 7-4 last week against the spread in the NFL. A little bit of a downer. My first losing week in college football at 2-3. So let's recap, shall we? For the week. Hang on. I hate when I have to do this. Jerry says, good morning, guys. It's amazing how bad the Dolphins are. They're actually close to being relevant, and now they're the worst. They haven't been relevant in 3 years. All right. Here we go. So recapping last week, NFL I went 7-4. College football I went 2-3. I also won my best bet last week, and my underdog of the week did not win. But my best bet last week was over in the Miami Hurricanes game in Stanford. Went over. So right now, for the record, in the NFL, I am 51-52-1. Remember, I had a week off a couple weeks ago. I was at my high school reunion. So 51-52-1 in the NFL. That's a .495 winning percentage. And in college football, I am now 18-17-0. That's a .514 winning percentage. So right at 500, Angels, 69-69-0. Right at 500 so far, and all my pigskin picks on this show. And my best bets are 4-3. My underdogs of the week are 4-3. So that's a .571 winning percentage. So let's get it going, shall we? And we're going to begin with tonight. We talked about it with Jay Flanley. We're going to start in college. Again, I pick my best 5 college games that I think will win you money. And then I pick against the spread in every single NFL game after this. There's 13 games coming up, including the Monday night game. Cleveland, Jets, Eagles, Tampa Bay have the week off. Then I'll give you my best bet and then my underdog of the week. And these are the spreads as of right now. So here we go. Without further ado, coming up tonight, 7:30 on ESPN, which for the moment I can't see. And some of you have YouTube, can't see either, but switch to Fubo and you'll be able to see it. Syracuse, -2.5 at home against North Carolina at the Carrier Dome or whatever they're calling it now. I'm sorry. I'm not seeing Bill Belichick and North Carolina going in there and winning. I don't see it. I think this is at least a 7 to 10 point win for the Orange. And Carolina's woes continue. Next up, at noon on ABC, the overrated Texas Longhorns are 3-point favorites at home. I like Vanderbilt +3. I think Vanderbilt's going to win the game outright. More trick-or-treaters. We have all the doors open today, too, because of the
crosswind.
It's only, right now, it's only about 62 degrees outside, if that. And the high today around here in Fort Myers is only 75, so that's great. All right, so far, Syracuse minus 2.5 against UNC. Vandy plus 3. That game's at noon on ABC. Another channel I can't watch as of right this second. Next, the world's greatest cocktail party happening in Jacksonville. It's Florida and Georgia, 3:30 on ABC. Georgia minus 7.5 versus Florida. I am going with the Bulldogs. A lot of people are going to tell you to take the Gators in the first half at plus 3.5. I kind of like that too, but for all intents and purposes, I think Georgia ends up winning the game. A close cover, but I think they cover by 10 and beat Florida. I think this game's going to be tougher than people think, but Georgia minus 7.5 versus Florida. Next, upset alert, upset alert. Upset alert. That's talking you, Virginia Cavaliers. Cal at home, plus 4.5. I think they win the game outright. Virginia, you're going down. That's 3:45 p.m., by the way, on ESPN2. Can't watch that game either right now. And finally, my other college, my lastly, Tennessee's home at Neyland Stadium in front of 103,000 Rocky Top freaks. They are minus 3 versus Oklahoma. I'm going with the Vols minus 3. I think they win this game by double digits. I don't know what Mateer's doing at Oklahoma. I don't know. I don't like the way they're playing. I think Tennessee all day. Love the Vols tomorrow against Oklahoma. So to recap in college, Syracuse minus 2.5, Vandy plus 3, Georgia minus 7.5, Cal plus 4.5, Tennessee minus 3. Guaranteed 4-1 in college next week, or the next 3 months are free.
Oh, Jesus. There you go.
3 months. All right, let's head to the NFL, shall we? We start with the Cincinnati Bengals, a 2.5-point underdog at home against the Bears. I know Flacco's not playing. I got to figure the Bengals, I don't care who's at quarterback, you got to come out with, speaking of conviction, you got to come out and redeem yourselves for that pathetic, horrible loss last week to the stupid Jets. And the Bears, I don't know. They're kind of worrisome after their performance last week also. I'm going to go with the Bungles at home. Cincy plus 2.5, that their players-only meeting inspired them. Unlike it did for the Jets or Miami. Cincy plus 2.5 there. Next, Detroit is an 8.5-point favorite at home against Minnesota. J.J. McCarthy is coming back, but I get the feeling he's going to be a tad rusty. Bad spot for the Vikings here. Detroit minus 8.5 to get it done. Next, Carolina. No, not feeling it. They're home. And Green Bay is minus 13.5. I'm laying it. Lay it. Green Bay minus 13.5. On the road, or no, I'm sorry, they're home against Carolina. Please, that's a no-brainer. Green Bay minus 13.5. I think Carolina's going to have a hard time scoring. Next, Denver at Houston. This is a really interesting game. This is almost a coin flip. Denver is plus 1.5. That's what I'm going with. The Broncos plus 1.5 at Houston. That could be a pretty good defensive battle. That could be 20-17, but I like the Broncos. Next, the Patriots are home as a 5.5-point favorite versus the Falcons. I don't know if Penix Jr. is playing. I don't know if London is playing. And their star, was it Harrison, their sack leader. I don't know what's going on with the Falcons. All I know is Raheem Morris coached like a jackass last week with that game plan. Awful. And the Patriots are on a roll. They win their 6th straight. Patriots minus 5.5 at home versus Atlanta. Next, Giants are 2.5-point dogs at home against San Francisco. Here are the 49ers. They're in Texas last week and lost. Good pick by me. Now they're going to go back. I think they went back to California. Now they're going to fly back for a 1 o'clock game against the Giants. I don't think so. I think Jackson Dart and company get it done. I like the Giants plus 2.5 at home against San Fran. There's only one team that plays well from the West Coast at 1 o'clock games, and that is the Seattle Seahawks. Next, Indy is a 3-point favorite at Pittsburgh. The most fraudulent team in the NFL is the Pittsburgh Steelers. They go down again Indy -3. Danny Dimes continues to impress. Next, it's the LA Chargers, a 9.5-point favorite on the road against Tennessee. Tennessee's probably going to win something eventually, but I don't think it's going to be this week. The Chargers lay the 9.5. The worst offensive line in football is the Tennessee Titans. Next up, the Jacksonville Jaguars are at Vegas. Horrible Vegas team. Terrible. Jacksonville -3. You got to win this game. You can't lose this game to the Raiders. You got to go out there and win. Jacksonville -3 is a play. Next, the Rams are 14-point favorites at home versus New Orleans. They made the quarterback change. They go from Spencer Rattler to Shao, the kid out of Kellen Moore, going with the kid out of Louisville. And he will start. But Rams, bad spot. Rams -14. Lay it versus New Orleans. Next up at 425, Buffalo +2.5 against Kansas City. Of course the Bills are going to beat the Chiefs in the regular season at home. They do it all the time. It's a great play. Buffalo +2.5 versus Kansas City. Seattle at night. This is a horrible 8:20 game, Sunday night game. Seattle -3 at Washington. Yeah, Seattle is coming east again. They do well. They're just a better team. McLaurin's still out for Washington, and I think they're going to be in trouble. I like Seattle -3. And then Monday night, which we'll get more to, Kyler Murray is back. Arizona plays really well on the road. I love Arizona. Get it in now, +2.5 at Dallas. The Cowboys stink on defense, and Arizona's defense is pretty good. Not bad. So to recap, I've got Cincy +2.5, Detroit -8.5, Green Bay -13.5, Denver +1.5, Patriots -5.5, Giants +2.5, Indy -3, Chargers -9.5, the Jacksonville Jaguars -3, Rams -14, Bills +2.5, Seattle -3, and Arizona +2.5. Again, Jets, Cleveland, Eagles, Tampa Bay, all off this week. My best bet of the week is tonight. Syracuse -2.5 over North Carolina. I can't believe that they can't beat that team by a field goal tonight at home. And my underdog of the week, the Buffalo Bills at +2.5 at home against the Kansas City Chiefs. I think they will get the job done. 10th time that Josh Allen has faced them. He has a really good record against them in the regular season at home. So there you have it. That was my pigskin picks for the week, Angel Martinez.
Those are good picks.
I hope so. I hope so. Anyway, we hopefully hear from Sports Grid's very own Gabe Morency. And why do I get the feeling that it's not going to happen? Just let me, because he retweets my stuff too. And
I think maybe he's still taking the loss.
He might be. Might be. Speaking of that, we'll do a little preview for the Dodgers. See him there, but I'm looking at some of his stuff. He's out with his lovely wife, and I see some beautiful pictures of them. He's got a tweet out. The Blue Jays could clinch the World Series in Friday at nearly $2,000 a seat. Game 6 is the most expensive sporting event ever on record in Canada. How about that?
Graphs.
Yeah.
Well, we all know what happened in 1993, which I would love to forget and erase from my memory banks, but unfortunately, I can't because it happened. And it's
Joe Carter Law. I was DJing in a nightclub that night. We had it on we had this gigantic, like 100-foot screen TV off to the side. And I'll never forget it because I was playing Marky Mark, Good Vibrations. And when Joe Carter hit the home run, I'll never forget it.
Freaking blows.
I had no say in the game. I had no shekels on it at all. But yeah, that was something. Back to back. And then I'm starting to watch that documentary now on Netflix. I'm about halfway through the first episode. It's about how the Montreal Expos got.
Yippers.
It's very, very good. It's excellent. You think about the talent that was on both teams back then. Toronto and Montreal were the two best teams in baseball in 1994. And then the strike happened and all the lockout happened and all that crap. And it took the Blue Jays about 10 years to get their fans back. They used to lead the league in attendance all the time with well over 3 million people. And once that happened, it took a long time for them to get their fan base back. But here they are on the precipice of winning the World Series. Let's see. There's really not a lot. There's really not a lot here per se. That's preview sound. It's all, unfortunately, it's all post-game stuff. But I will tell you, give you some little nuggets about this game tonight. So, in the two previous World Championship triumphs in 92 and 93, the Blue Jays won a dramatic Game 6 each time. They have a chance to repeat history tonight by clinching the World Series against the LA Dodgers. Toronto needed 11 in Game 6 to defeat the Atlanta Braves in 92, and the next year it took Joe Carter's 3-run homer in the bottom of the ninth to break Angel's heart and take Game 6 and vanquish the Philadelphia Phillies.
Yeah, it was a pisser. Darren Daulton told Mitch Williams, don't throw that pitch. Okay, don't throw that pitch. Okay, what's he do? He throws the damn pitch. Oh.
Toronto was 5-2 all-time in Game 6 scenarios, but older Blue Jay fans will, of course, remember 1985 when the Blue Jays lost Game 6 and 7 at home to the Kansas City Royals. That's the Buddy Biancalana team that went on to beat the Cardinals in the World Series. The Dodgers will need a great repeat performance again from Yoshinobu Yamamoto, who's 3-1 on the year with a 1.57 ERA in the postseason. He's pitched back-to-back complete games, which is unheard of. So they need to win this game tonight to force a Game 7. By the way, the Dodgers are minus 145. The Blue Jays are plus 121. Yamamoto, by the way, allowed 1 run and 4 hits in a complete game victory in Game 2, in which he retired his final 20 batters. The Dodgers obviously are having struggles scoring runs, particularly in the World Series. They're batting only .201 so far. They've been outscored 29-18. They've relied on strong starting pitching in the postseason. Not always been there, but we'll see what Dave Roberts has in store tonight. Yamamoto's opponent again will be right-hander Kevin Gausman, who's 2-2 with a 2.55 ERA in the postseason, who pitched pretty well in Game 2. He allowed 3 runs and 6 2/3. Just Yamamoto outpitched him. But, Blake Snell won the opener too and pitched well. He got shellacked. And then I thought maybe he'd pitch a little bit better. He pitched a little bit better the other night, but still lost. So, Toronto rookie Trey Savage was unbelievable. As we know, he struck out 12 and allowed 1 run and 3 hits over 7 innings in Game 5. George Springer's missed the past 2 games with a side issue, but could return to Toronto's lineup on Friday. He nearly played in Game 5, according to his manager. And the defending champion Dodgers have been in these situations before. Last year, they escaped elimination in the NLDS against the Padres by taking Games 4 and 5 on way to their title. And Dave Roberts, skipper of the Dodgers, said, I think elimination games, which we've had a lot of experience with, are all mindset. It's fight or flight. It's whatever advantage or saying you want to come, leave it all out there. So I expect a great game tonight. Jerry says, man, I hope the Blue Jays don't turn into the Maple Leafs. I want to see the Dodgers go down. No, I don't think there's any... I don't think that's going to happen. The Blue Jays are not the Maple Leafs. Nobody's the Maple Leafs. The one word that describes the Maple Leafs, as I say every single year, is inevitable. Absolutely inevitable that they will lose. Doesn't matter. Does not matter. They will fall. And they'll take a lot of you with them. Last night, see if Gabe comes on, see if we can get him on. But let me do a little NHL recap from last night as well. The Boston Bruins jumped out to a 2-0 lead. They really needed this 2 points. It would have really been horrible had they not won this game last night. They jumped out to a 2-0 lead, and then the game was tied up by the Buffalo Sabres. It went into overtime, and then the man with the longest name in the history of sports scored the game-winning goal for the Bruins.
That he had against Pasternak. A steal. 3-on-1. Hustinov and Lindholm. Hustinov. He scores! The Bruins come cascading off the bench. Marat Hustinov with a dagger. He's going to lose the
puck right here. Good play by Minton. Feels the pressure from Tage Thompson coming forward. That's a mistake. But he's thinking offense because Dahlin's got the puck. He wasn't expecting him to lose it. And now the Bruins have a tremendous advantage. He improves his angle the minute he steps into the offensive zone. He's got the puck off his left hip. It's in a shooting position. And he slowly improves his angle. He gets inside the dot. He gets to the hash mark. He picks his spot short side and ends the game.
His first of the season as an overtime game winner. The Bruins have won 3 of their last.
Host of Dunoff, thanks to Nesson there. I forget who does the TV play-by-play, but Andy Brickley on the color. Angel, could I impose upon you, scroll down? It's right under the show, first one under the show. So who's the Dunoff? He spelled his name Khusnutdinov. It's right under the show. He scored the game winner last night, his first goal of the year. Very excited.
All right, here we go.
Unbelievable for me. It's the first game in the first line, first goal in the season. That's great for the team, great for me.
What about playing with Pasta? I know Lindholm had to leave halfway through. What did you find playing on that top line?
It's smart players. I need to play smart too, and I like it. It's new for me. It's the first time I play first line in NHL. It's great time.
Great time. I love hockey players. Absolutely love it. All right, let's see if we can get a couple more here. I get the feeling Gabe is not going to be joining us, but let's go to Philadelphia, shall we? And the Flyers get it done again.
Hitchcock stays with it. Hands off to Zegras. Zegras to the slot. The shot. He scores!
A laser from Zegras. Escape another check by Bunting, and then find Zegras coming in late. And Zegras, who's...
Yeah, Philadelphia now 6-1 at home to beat Nashville by a score of 4-1. Winnipeg doubled up Chicago last night 6-3. They doubled up Chicago 6-3.
Do it as Nyquist had an assist, almost scored against Minnesota. He tagged up with this guy to get that goal. It's Niederreiter to Nyquist, straight up from me. Score!
Nemestikov scored that power play goal, and Winnipeg was on to double up Chicago 6-3. Ottawa and Calgary in a thriller.
Oh, Canada.
That was from TSN. That's the only highlight I have. It's the NHL Ottawa must play the Senators' Halloween night anthem. Okay. Tampa Bay in a thriller with the Dallas Stars.
Goal line lost it. Cirelli trying to chip it around. Johnston and go get it. Anthony Cirelli with a pass to the net in overtime. Scores! Cirelli, overtime winner for Tampa.
A little bit more juice. As you can see there, he falls, and now he's got the presence of mind to go back to the backhand. And Ottinger is one of the best at sealing that post. He can't get the left toe there far enough. And there's the play with the stick all over him. The concentration of Cirelli. Just a wonderful effort there to win this in overtime. And what a game this has been. What a game.
5th career overtime goal for Anthony Cirelli. It's his 6th.
All right, Angel, one more thing before we get out of here. It says it doesn't look like Gabe is going to be able to join us. But if we could scroll down, and it is a little ways down. John Cooper last night. I can't remember when this happened, before or in between. It had to be after the game or before the game. NHL on TNT. They still do a good job. So John Cooper flips the script and asks the guys who are dressed up in costume, Hank, Biz, Ace, and Liam, the toughest questions ever asked on TNT. He subtly roasted the boys in the process. This is fantastic. Way to go, Coop.
There he is. Coop, thanks so much for joining us. Very serious, important interview here. I'll start you with this one. What wisdom did you learn from Reg Dunlop?
Hold on.
Oh, Jesus.
I've been in this league for, I think, 13 years, and basically all I've ever done is answer questions. That's all I do. And you guys sit there and you just ask them. So I think on this Halloween, I'm just going to flip the script. So I'm going to ask the questions tonight. Hank, I'm going to start with you. And this is about an emotional peak. So the peak of emotions. Did you have more emotions back in the 2015 when the Cooper-led Lightning beat you in Game 7 in the conference final for your first Game 7 loss? Or was it in the 2017 World Championships when you beat Cooper-led Canada for the gold medal at the World Championships? Which fostered more emotions in you?
Oh, my goodness.
Give it to him, Hank. Give it to him.
I was so convinced we were going to beat you in Game 7, coming back after that big road win against you guys. So the fact that you came up to New York and beat us, what was it, 2-0 games, that one hurt. That being said, coming back and beat you then the following year and see my Swedish flag go up. I mean, I don't know, the most emotions. Sometimes the pain is just bigger than the excitement when you win. So maybe the pain was bigger.
True to that.
Yeah.
Okay, so Biz.
I ask the questions around here, Coach. I'm putting on the foil. I ask the questions around here, okay? Why don't you get me a soda?
Podcast.
You get me an orange or a grape and none of that stinking root beer, all right?
You're on a popular podcast called Spittin' Chicklets.
Damn right I am.
What would have the least amount of impact? If Ryan Whitney left or if you left the pod?
If me. Just like my career, I'm a fourth-line podcaster. Wink can snap a tape to tape with Crosby. That's why he's got 25 sheets in the bank. They would have no impact if I left.
That's why. That's why he brought in Jans.
But you know what, though?
Okay,
I'd still be in the press box supporting him because I'm a good teammate, and that's why I put on the foil for the boys.
Ace Coop here. Your nickname. All right. Who gave it to you? And it's okay if you say yourself.
Well, you're lucky you're there and I'm not here because I'd punch your lights out for a dumb question like this.
Damn straight.
Anyways, it's an evolution of AC went into ace. But if you knew that, you would have to ask a dumb question. Hang on a second.
Yeah, loser lap. Oh, I thought you were giving him the horn there. The orange glow for him.
So as I was saying, keep up the dumb questions, Coop. Knock over there, put the foil on, and knock you out.
Answer card. I don't know if that was an answer, though.
I'm the real Anson brother up here, okay? I'm the handsome brothers. I'm the Anson brother.
No, we got one for Liam.
Oh, that was okay. I like that one. Liam, so you are the host of a national broadcast in the NHL, and you host a panel. Yet, and I get this question oftentimes too, but you never played the game ever in your life. And not only that, like your kids don't even play hockey, so you can't even call yourself a hockey dad. What makes you qualified to be on this panel?
Land the plane already, Coach.
Yeah, I ask questions a little bit quicker than that, for starters.
Yeah.
So I get to the point.
That's why I'm not on the panel.
Yeah,
that's why I'm not on the panel.
And look, it's kind of a sore subject. The McHugh men have weak ankles, all right? That's why we don't play hockey. We play other sports poorly, and we find our role. We weasel our way in, and then you have trouble getting rid of us. But yeah, land the plane. Like, you got to ask that question. You got to be quick with your words, succinct. Brevity's the key, my friend.
Get him, Coach. Get him, Coach.
You just said three words I don't know.
Locker room.
Where's the little chipmunk? I heard a little chipmunk in the background laughing over there, Coach.
Oh, he's got 3 wins in a row. He's getting cocky.
There's some giggles. Anyway, boys, happy Halloween. Good sports.
We love you.
Love you, pal. Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
You're lucky I'm not playing against you tonight.
I'll give you one on the way out. I'll give you one question on the way out.
Coop, I have one. You started by talking about you been in the league 13 years, same place. What is the biggest challenge for a coach when you've been in one place for that long? I mean, that's extremely challenging. Just think back of having the same coach for 5-6 years. You've done it for that long. What would be the biggest challenge in your mind?
Well, God, that's a tough one. Now I can talk about long-winded answers. I think there has to be, first of all, belief in ownership and your general manager. And I think a big part of that is, Julian was here when Steve Yzerman was here, so there was not much of a change. Everybody was in the organization together. That's all stayed the same. So I think that's a big part of it. But on a message side of things, I think you have to have a leadership group that believes.
All right,
and from day one, whether it was Stamkos, Hedman,
he's such a
then
great guy.
it bled into the McDonald.
So we're gonna stop it right there. So anyway, that's some great stuff. That was fun.
It was good.
That was fun. Oh, the message coming in from Mike McDaniel.
It's all there, black and white, clear as crystal. You get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
Okay, that should be Stephen Ross in about 3 hours, if not now. All right, Angel, what's coming up on the network? Sheila's got a show coming up at 10 o'clock this morning, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yep. The Sheila and Kevin show, that's coming up here at 10 a.m. this morning. And then following her will be K4 Wins with the guys. That will be at 11 a.m. 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 Central. Because you got a lot of folks over in the Mississippi, Baton Rouge area where they like to listen into a lot. So that's what's going on.
They got a lot to discuss about Governor Landry and company and Scott Woodward being fired, besides all the great betting tips that they give you. All right, sorry about Gabe, but he's stuck out in California. He hasn't gotten back to me, but that's going to do it. Angel, great job today. Thanks to Gabe Morency. Thanks to Jay Flanley. Thanks to almost Gabe Morency. Well, thank Gabe Morency anyway. Just, trick or treat. Have fun with your micros. Got a little Twix here. As well. But have a great and safe, happy Halloween, everybody. Those of you who haven't celebrated it already, because some of these towns around the country don't want to have it, they have to have it on a Saturday night, or they can't have it on the night of Halloween because there's just ghosts and goblins out there. Anyway, Angel, have a great weekend. I will be in touch, and thanks for all your help. And the Odyssey app is back, and on SR 1029, the game is back as well. So everybody have an awesome weekend. I am Pete, back at Monday at 7 in the a.m. to discuss it all. Go Blue Jays, baby. All right, that's it for me. I'm Pete Sheppard on the Coastal Sports Digital Network. See ya!